thing. Talk about being a former player. It's a two-part question, I guess. Being a former player and knowing about Coach Caldwell coming in this summer, obviously you had a chance to bump into him in media days. We know about what happened with Coach Johnson, and then just the shocking revelation that, Coach Caldwell was basically going to resign on his own and go other ways. And then as a follow-up to that, what do you think the coaching search is going to lead, Vandy?
Yeah, like you said, I did get a chance to meet him not only at SEC media days, but also just in passing throughout Vanderbilt. So I was always rooting for him. He's a nice guy. He's great for, I think, college football, but I don't think, obviously, he was the perfect fit at the right time for Vanderbilt University. That's him stepping down. And with that being said, the search going forward for Vanderbilt, I think Vanderbilt has an opportunity to really step up and make a definitive shift in the direction of the program. So I think you're going to see a strong commitment by Chancellor David Williams there. When I say commitment, I mean actually candidate-wise, search itself, first criteria, and the resume profile of the candidates. I think he's going to look for a winner, a proven winner. I think he might look at it from a top-down head coaching level, but you're going to see it from the competency for it, as well as financial as well. They've already hired, I think, a search firm to help them out with that. So you're going to see a strong commitment for Vanderbilt to actually make that step forward in the right direction towards winning over there.
Well, Lamont, today I was actually told the offensive coordinator coach at Navy, Ivan Jasper, who's actually in his 9th year up there. His 3rd year as offensive coordinator up there, former quarterback at Hawaii. He's doing some good things since his tenure began at the Naval Academy. Looks like he may be the front runner. Have you heard anything about that, Lamont?
No, I have not. And my search itself has been limited with that. But from my perspective, I have not heard that. And whoever the candidates will ultimately end up being, I know that, again, I think they're going to have a commitment towards actually winning and actually a proven winner. So I'm confident whoever it's Dean Dave or Chancellor Dave Williams goes with, he's going to be a winner. So,
well, that financial commitment that you speak of, obviously, we all know who the top wish list candidate is. I mean, this is a guy that Vanderbilt's wanted since October, and that is the great offensive coordinator at Auburn University, Gus Malzahn. Is there enough financial commitment, in your opinion, to possibly get him? I know you're not making the hire, but when you say a financial commitment and a proven winner, it would seem as though Malzahn would be the perfect fit for Vanderbilt. Do you foresee it possibly happening that he could be the coach, especially with the Cam Newton cloud kind of hanging over Auburn right now?
Well, I think anything's a possibility. As far as it becoming a reality, only time will tell. Again, from my limited perspective, I think the pocket to Vanderbilt one teams. Again, I think if David Williams feels actually strong enough about any candidate out there, I think he's going to feel strong enough to go get him and actually put the money on the line. So, if he feels that's going to be the best fit for that candidate, like I was talking to another former Vanderbilt player today, he said that he wants Vanderbilt, whoever they want, to actually make them turn down the job. Make the price right enough for them to turn down the job. So.
Well, you bring up the financial commitment side of the coaching search. A few weeks back, probably about a month ago now, when Dan Hawkins was let go, behind the scenes, Gus Malzahn was asked about Colorado and the interest there, and he flat out said, Colorado is financially not committed to football, to the football program. Even though they're going to the Pac-10, and he's still worried about the financial side of that program. And Colorado has a pretty good name in the sport. Do you think that's going to be a factor, or do you think that's going to be a worry when you're dealing with the Gus Malzahn type coaches out there on the financial commitment? Do you think Vanderbilt can step up to the plate and throw some money out there?
Well, again, I know the pressure's on, whether it's actually documented or not, for them to actually make a commitment on all fronts. bunch because, it's one thing, we're definitely academically committed at Vanderbilt University. They actually want to see us get more committed on the football field, of course, but even more so, they want to see us collectively as the university be on one page as far as a commitment towards winning. And if everyone else is competing on so many other levels, I think it only just seems right for us to step up our games on all levels and not just one particular area. So that's what I think the untold, expectancy is for, the Vanderbilt University program out there is for them to step up on all levels we just talked about. So if they don't do that, I would be surprised. And again, I think they're also looking for a certain caliber of coach come in and not have that be his sole purpose, so to speak. And if that's his sole purpose, then it might not be a good fit. So I don't know, but I think they're going to make a strong commitment on all levels before that they never had before.
Well,
That being said, Lamont, there's been many times in the past where people have said you just can't win football games at Vanderbilt because academic standards are too high. We've all heard that before. I'm sure you have as well. But it seems as though, to me, if they have enough money and they get the right coach, it seems as though to me the academics wouldn't be a problem, seeing as it's their basketball program and their baseball programs are top-notch. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, is the academic thing really a problem, or is that just something that somebody sitting behind an ESPN desk, per se, would say, well, you just can't win at Vanderbilt because the standards are too high? It would seem to me, if you did have a top-notch candidate like a Gus Malzahn, you guys would go to bowl games and would be very competitive. What's your take on that?
Well, to say that we can't win, I think they proved when they went to the bowl games that they can win. It all depends on what level and for how long. When we talk about building traditions, programs, that's when I think that initial investment is going to come into play by actually making that financial commitment. And so I think that they can win because they have won there. And I think whoever the next candidate is going to be, I think that, they're going to have to make that commitment. Like you said, they've done it on the basketball level. They make that same commitment on all front football levels. And that's, again, financially, academically, football standard-wise, and everything. And that's why this decision is so crucial as far as making the right one. And it's also, to your point, I think it is a little bit more challenging because the football numbers are so much higher than our basketball teams. Academically, it is a little bit more challenging for every team, I think. You just kind of uphold that high academic standard of expectation for all of your however many players, 85-plus players that you have on a football team versus, 12 to 15 to 20 men's roster on a basketball team. So.
Oh yeah, football is just a different beast, Nick, from baseball and basketball. You have depth issues. You have to field 85 scholarship limit players. It's just a different beast from basketball and baseball, especially at a great academic prestige university that Vanderbilt is. But we're about out of time. But one last nugget out there. It's kind of crazy how the University of Tennessee went 3 straight seasons with 3 different coaches, and it looks like Vanderbilt's about to do the same thing. So a lot of turmoil and change in the volunteer state for football programs. But Lamont, thank you for coming on tonight, talking a little Vandy football.
All right, thank you very much.
It was like for a second, off the record.